Let's get started with our top story this evening. Prashant Bhushan has said that his comments have been distorted by sections of the media. His comments on Jammu and Kashmir, that started a virtual political storm today with the BJP and the Congress literally singing the same song on this issue, saying that Bhushan's comments had been anti-national. Prashant Bhushan had said on We the People last night that he believed that while external security and the army at the borders was the domain of the government, the principle of referendum politics and participatory democracy could be applied to the Kashmir Valley. He said Kashmiris could and should have a say when it came to the deployment of army in civilian areas. You spoke of a referendum. In the past, you have suggested that there should be a referendum for the people of Jammu and Kashmir to decide whether they want to be part of India. Today, you have said there could be a referendum in different areas of the Kashmir Valley to decide whether the army should be kept in. A lot of people will find this dangerous and disruptive to national security.
You see, what I have said is that army is used for two things. One is for external defense, the other is for internal security as it is being used there. Now, I have said for external defense, certainly the government of India can decide where to deploy the army. However, if it is supposed to be used for the internal security of the people there, then should you not have the consent of the people unless there is also an exception there, unless there is a violation of minority rights going on in that area. If that is a situation, then certainly that referendum model cannot work because minority rights are protected.
Okay.
However, it is very important to take the wishes of the people into consideration even in a matter like deploying army for their own security, because otherwise it leads to serious alienation. And this is the problem that we have seen.
All right, Prashant Bhushan on We the People saying it is important for the Kashmiri people to have a say in the deployment of the army in their own areas. That comment getting slammed by the BJP first and then by the Congress. Arun Jaitley going so far as to say that the ideology of the Aam Aadmi Party as revealed post-election stands for nationalization, weak national security, high subsidies and higher taxation. The question really before the Aam Aadmi Party today is a larger, deeper, more philosophical one. The party has distanced itself very swiftly from Prashant Bhushan's comments. Mr. Bhushan has said his comments have been distorted. However, the question is this the first policy wall that the Aam Aadmi Party has hit? And is it an illustration that referendum politics can be potentially dangerous and can only go so far and no further? Let's introduce our panel this evening. With me in the studio, Atishi Marlena from the Aam Aadmi Party. Also joining us on the program tonight, Chandan Mitra, senior leader of the BJP. From Chandigarh tonight, Randeep Singh Surjewala, senior leader of the Congress. And from Mumbai today, one of our best-known political commentators and political scientists, Ashutosh Varshney, who's of course also a director with the Brown India Initiative at Brown University. Before I get Atishi and the Aam Aadmi Party in, since we do know that the party has distanced itself from Prashant Bhushan's comments, calling them his individual opinion, Chandan Mitra and Randeep Surjewala. Chandan, let me start with you. What bothers you the most about Prashant Bhushan's comments that he says have been distorted, that he was talking about internal security and giving Kashmiri people a say in it? He was not questioning the fact that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India. Do you believe that the clarification is sufficient, or do you believe it raises larger questions over the very principle of referendum politics that have been embraced by the Aam Aadmi Party?
Well, it looks to me now that the saner elements in the Aam Aadmi Party, and I think there are not too many of them, have now distanced themselves from this comment, and that is most welcome, because I think this is not only dangerous, it is almost a secessionist idea. It's a very short jump from this position to incorporating the principle of the right to secession of states. It also suggests that when the army or special police forces are deployed in Maoist-infested parts of the country, the people should have a say in whether they want these fellows or not, and in other disturbed parts of the country, that those who are secessionists and anti-nationals working hand in glove with foreign powers and colluding with terrorists, they should be given a free hand in kind of assisting.
What bothers you the most, Chandan? I mean, what bothered you the most about Prashant Bhushan's comments, and do you believe the Aam Aadmi Party is distancing themselves from those comments is a sufficient enough clarification?
I don't think so. Mr. Prashant Bhushan has had this, bee in his bonnet about Kashmir. I don't know which side of the fence he's on, India's side or the other side, because he has done this before. He has talked about a referendum in Kashmir. He has therefore been kind of attacked, I think wrongly attacked physically. I condemn that. But nevertheless, he is, whether he's doing this to attract attention or whether he's actually serious about dissolution of the Indian Union, I'm not very sure, because he cannot be unaware that the Indian Parliament has an inviolable resolution saying that Jammu and Kashmir is an integral part of India and therefore not negotiable. Once that is the case, the state has to take every measure to kind of protect India's unity and integrity and deploy whatever forces are necessary in Jammu and Kashmir or any other part of the country in order to bring law and order.
Now, Randeep Surjewala, your ally, the National Conference, the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Omar Abdullah, says on Twitter today, the reduction of the footprint of security forces and a phased revocation of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act doesn't need a referendum. It just needs a courageous statesman to decide. Now, the fact of the matter is that you have, and let me play devil's advocate here for a moment, you have had several mainstream Kashmiri politicians also saying, let's demilitarize, let's give the Kashmiri people a say in this debate. You haven't had the same reaction to them as we've had to Prashant Bhushan and the Aam Aadmi Party. Why do you think that is? What was so significant about what Prashant Bhushan said that it got the Congress and the BJP to agree, something that they rarely do?
Barka, it's not about BJP or Congress agreeing. There are two issues that are being raised here. Firstly, is the issue of referendum politics vis-a-vis the Kashmir issue.
Yeah.
We all know that the secessionist elements have been raising the plebiscite or referendum issue in Kashmir for years together, despite the fact that people of Kashmir have voted for India time and again in different elections. To suggest such a step at this juncture, as has been done by Mr. Bhushan, would really, maybe unknowingly he has done that, would really help those elements who are wanting a separation of Kashmir from the Indian Union, which is completely unacceptable. I'm very happy that their president, Mr. Kejriwal, and Delhi CM has disassociated his party from such a serious and a dangerous statement made by Shri Prashant Bhushan. Quite direct democracy, I want to make a short point here.
Yeah.
Direct democracy within the framework of the Indian Union has a certain limit to it. For Mr. Prashant Bhushan to suggest, as he probably suggested on your program, that even in case of a riot when army or paramilitary forces have to be deployed, first go and seek a referendum on that, is perhaps too much.